Thank you so much for talking to me about my book, The Modern Art Invasion. My name is Elizabeth Lunday. I'm a Fort Worth native, and I'm really excited to be here in Lake Worth at the Mary Lou Reddick Library. And we are going to have a great discussion about the Armory show and about modern art and about America in 100 years ago, where it was in some ways very different, but in some ways very similar to today. And great to come out here. I've not been to this new facility. It's beautiful. And I spent a lot of time in Lake Worth when I was a little girl, swimming at the lake and tromping around. And so it's wonderful to come back out here and see how things have grown up and changed. And it's really fantastic. So I really appreciate interest in the book. I think we're going to have a great discussion, and it was a really fun project to work on. This period of American history is fascinating because it was when America became the America we know today. It became a multi-ethnic society and a very urban society. Before 1900, America had been very rural and very Anglo-Saxon, and after this it became much more diverse and urban and thriving, and it was a culture that was ready for revolution in a lot of ways, a lot of cultural ways, but it was also ready for an artistic revolution. Prior to 1913, American art was really pretty boring. It was classical and it was beautiful and it was very refined, but it was kind of dull, other than a few notable exceptions. And the Armory show got its name because it was held at a National Guard armory in New York City, and that was the only space big enough to hold all of the art that the exhibitors wanted to put in the show. There were between 1,200 and 1,300 paintings, drawings, sculptures, and even items such as painted ceramics and even embroidery, which unfortunately we don't know anything about. All information about it has been lost. But this was the first time at this show that Americans had ever seen art by names that we know really well today, people like Picasso and Matisse, and even earlier generations like Vincent van Gogh. Can you imagine not ever having seen any work by Vincent van Gogh? It was the very first time Americans had ever had the opportunity to see this art. And they found it amazing. There were newspaper articles and headlines, of course, all over New York City where the show started, but I have found headlines from Hawaii to Alaska to El Paso to Miami, Florida. They all talked about the show and were amazed by it and shocked by it. And some people were really excited about the potential of modern art. Some people thought it was going to lead to the end of Western civilization as we know it. So I invite you to pick up the book, and you can decide for yourself if modernism has destroyed Western civilization or if it has brought new creativity into the arts and new creativity into everyday life. So thank you so much, and pick up The Modern Art Invasion.